Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, traders. How are we doing today? Welcome. The market just opened. We are tracking a couple of positions here. And yeah, suffered some losses today. SOPA also down, so good thing we sold when we did. And yeah, so good morning. Good morning. How are we all doing today? Today was a good day. It's always a good day. It's always a good day when you're able to wake up and trade and grow and learn. What am I looking for? ETFs. Let's start with the SPY. SPY selling off. We do have a new layout here. I hope you guys do like the new layout on the screen. Give me just a minute to share this video with everyone. We are live. It is August 27th, 2024. Market is open, 7:30. Had a bit of a sell-off as far as the SPY goes, and QQQ. Lower open than yesterday's close. So that's very, very interesting. Now, markets are slightly selling off, but that doesn't mean you still can't, average in or, get a better share price. Like I'm in on TQQQ. I decided to get a position a little too high. I'm not gonna lie, a little too high up here. What are we at? Whoop. Oh, that's cool. I know I can do that. Wow, new feature I just learned. I did not know that. Estimated profit, estimated loss. Very cool. Very cool. Hey, I could have used that earlier when I was in a very heavy position. APDN, slight increase up this morning. Very nice. Yeah, like this right here. That's cool. $100 potential profit on this. We are up 13 bucks so far. Very cool. All right, so markets aren't looking too bad. How are you guys all doing today? Definitely a little behind this morning. Been up trading since early this morning. Have a few positions that we can talk about. APDN pushing up to 240. That was a nice level right there. And we also have our new layout here too I want to talk about on WeBull. Good morning. Hello. Now, there was a few companies that pushed up today and didn't push up so much either. So we're going to keep APDN on our watch list here as it does start to push up. Our sell amount is going to be in the 354 area. If it gets up in that range, doesn't mean it has to, but it definitely can. I did buy this a couple of days ago. And yeah, we're looking at a 1-minute chart now, a 5-minute chart, and a 30-minute chart. Give us a better understanding of the where the market's headed and the direction and all that. Let me see, I can hide these values a little bit here. There we go. So again, the 30-minute, the 5-minute, and then the 1-minute. Definitely makes it a lot easier to see the overall picture, and we're not constantly having to shuffle from screen to screen and monitor or even monitor to monitor. Did set up my second monitor. Now just waiting for the cable to come into the mail. Should be coming in tomorrow or Thursday. APDN pushing up. Very nice push up today. And we're not even to where our target is going to be. Whoa, is this glitching out on me? Oh, there we go. It's up 17% already. From that what's that, 226, 225 to 263. Very nice. That's almost a 50-cent move almost. How do you guys like the new thumbnail? What do you guys think about that? What are you guys watching today also? What are you guys watching today? So top gainers this morning, Trib. Now we're going to talk about Trib. It had a nice push up this morning, but at the same time, it was super cheap. It was like $1 or $2, which is nice. I feel like I already missed the run up, and then it consolidated the entire morning as I watched it. Pushed up again to the $4 level, pushed up to the 420s, and then now it's just been selling off ever since those highs of 420. So I didn't take a trade in Trib. I was like, well, I'm not really feeling that one. Doesn't really look that good and interesting. But mistakes were made, guys, and we're gonna go over that right now here real quick. I feel like there's really not a lot of plays at the moment. Today was a very interesting morning. I'm sure you're going to hear that from a lot of the main people. SMFL, beautiful run up today. Okay, beautiful run up from $1 to 166. I missed most of this run. And then I bought in at the top thinking it was going to continue to go up past this 189 mark as it broke those 185 levels. And it broke these 175 levels, came back down, and kept buying in, thinking it would, it was staying right along with this EMA line. Unfortunately, the EMA line continued to digress and sell off instead of go up, where I had to eventually cut my losses, 600 shares at 144, from highs of, I believe, I want to say it was a 165. My only regret is, one, I didn't record it. I should have just recorded it, whether I was talking to you guys or not. Just kind of just screen record, so I could have went back and looked at basically just everything. So I do recommend that if you guys are serious about trading. I recommend you screen recording yourself. That way you can look back at exactly what you were doing. Hello, good morning. How's everyone doing? Good day. I got my kids learning from you. Thank you so much. Keep it going. Oh, dang. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, get them started while they're young now. So anticipating a bounce, we were thinking this could potentially bounce as in the past. If we zoom out a little bit, this did get to highs of about $2.80, as you can see here. Did not catch that breakout. It actually got a nice rejection right at this area at 189. As you can see, a few days ago, that's where it had a breakout and tested resistance and began selling off. Did the same thing here. Was, in a way, hoping that we would get a bounce at market open. And it was maintaining above this whole time that I was in this position here. It was above that 155 support the entire time. So it was a still very valid trade until it finally broke 153, 152. I thought, you know what, maybe it'll get down to 144, a little bit of a breakout, and then pull back up. And once it broke that 144 level, what did I do? I sold at 144. That was where I said, you know what, it's either going to bounce at 144 or it's going to sell off even more. It did sell off. This candle got as low as, I believe, 143. No, 144 was a low on that one. The very next candle, oh no, the candle before it was 143. So that's when I was like, okay, it broke 144. Put in a limit to sell at 144 and sold. Lost some money today, guys. That's how it goes. I didn't have to go in so heavy. Don't really feel like I did go in heavy with 600 shares. At the same time, I bought too high, and the whole point of momentum trading pre-market is to catch the momentum. So I was up this morning at 2 o'clock, but this was a aftermarket pre-runner. Like, it was an aftermarket runner from yesterday. So it ran up when market closed. It ran up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And so at 6 o'clock, it was already up. Let me see. Where is it at? Right here. So by 6 o'clock right here, it was already at that 155 support level. So this morning at 2:02, it sold off as soon as 2 a.m. came pre-market. You could trade as soon as 2 o'clock my time, or 4 a.m. is the standard time you could begin trading. So if you base it off of Eastern Standard Time, the market opens at 9:30, then you can trade at 4 a.m. and then base it off of that. So I'm 2 hours ahead. That means I'd have to wake up at 2 a.m. instead of 4 a.m. So anyways, woke up at 2 to check out these market runners, and it sold off a little bit. I should have got into these 148 level, 140, 150 level. Didn't catch the break, didn't read the breakout news. Now the news on this was simply, let me see, was it this right here? I do have a screenshot actually of why everything went up, and we can talk about that real quick. Give me 1 second here. Picture, screenshots. There we go. There we go. Now we're working. Okay, so Trib went up because it announced an increase in projected revenue from its TrendScreen HIV to 10 million from 8 million. So that was Trib. That was the #1 gainer this morning. SMFL pre-market, it was up 50% pre-market trading, and then it continued a little bit of upward momentum this morning because of an update on prospective acquisition. So it wasn't really that much of good news, an update on prospective acquisitions. So I mean, that's not really a lot of news to play off of. So not a lot of volume came in, and it didn't push it up that high. SOPA is the next one we're going to talk about, and really just says gained 35% pre-market trading, and another 10% on Monday. So 35% this morning after gaining 10% yesterday. So a bit of a continuation play, and that is basically it for that. Now, if we go back to the chart, yeah, I didn't have to go so heavy. I didn't have to buy so high. I could have waited for it to pull back, even back to the 155, right? It never made newer highs. It just kept selling off. And then once it broke here, then I could have been like, okay, well, then this trade was pointless, right? No point in being in on it for almost, 2 hours just to sell off and lose money. So yeah. Maybe there'll be a bounce here, but I do believe this is just going to sell off for the rest of the day, guys. Same thing with Trib, just, basically selling off. Now, I did get this nice little bounce all of a sudden here. Not too bad. But that's already about a 16% profit there since market open. Whereas SMFL is selling off, so good thing I cut my losses on that one. SOPA, not doing so good. I did cut my losses on this. So let's talk about SOPA. It did go up early morning, pre-market, and I did actually trade it. Made some money on it. I did make some money on it on the same candle though, right? So 30 seconds, it went from 155 to 168. I sold 100 shares and made 18 bucks. So I made $18 in 30 seconds, which is pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. But at the same time, I missed out on another 30 cents, another 30 cents per share, another $30. So I could have been up $48 today on this. Then I bought another position here, thinking there was going to be a breakout for some random reason, and sold as it sold off, losing, I think it was like $17, pretty much the whole 18. Bought back in on this breakout above, and all it did was basically kind of trade sideways again for a couple of hours. So we're wanting to trade momentum, get in, get out. Didn't work out. There might be a secondary, like you might be able to see like one of these break out and make one more new high, maybe even two more, right? But that did not happen today, selling off, and now pre-market, or at open now, it's up about 10%, but really nothing crazy. So cut my losses, lost about $16 after already making $18. So lost about 30 on that one. Did not trade LEWS. So those are the only ones I really traded. I didn't trade Trib. I traded SOPA, and I traded SMFL. And then right now, the positions I have still, right now, I got one of TQQQ. I said, why not? Let's get a share, start averaging in, especially now that we're at kind of somewhat of an all-time high again with a slight pullback here. If we go to the 4-hour, you can see it has this nice trend line. Hope that's not too small, but it has a nice trend line here going up. Now, it did catch resistance, obviously, at that level here because the market pulled back, but doesn't mean I still can't get in a few shares now. Maybe start averaging down a little bit, as I do like to play when it's going up, and be able to profit very nicely. Now, even just this small move from $47 up to 73, small move or not, actually pretty big move here, 45% profit. So not anything to not take into consideration. It's definitely very, very possible. APDN looking nice. It is up very nicely. Now, this is another position we are in, 100 shares, about $266. We are up 22% from market open. It would have been nice to buy down at those levels. Unfortunately, I did not buy at those levels. If we go into our 30-minute here, let me know if you guys like the new layout. Does it look okay, or are these too small? Do you guys, let me know what you guys think. Thoughts on MNTS, small pre-market today, entered 114. Yeah, we were looking at this too a couple of days ago, MNTS. Yeah, we even traded it. A couple hundred shares on August 23rd, buying in the 124s, 130s, 110s, and 130s. So it's pretty much where it was previously. Had a nice spike up that we completely missed out on here. Had another one yesterday. This was a nice run up yesterday. 56% run yesterday. So if it can continue, that would be nice to see a couple more of these runs. But it looks like they're kind of getting smaller. Like you had this really big aggressive one, and then you had one midday pullback. Now this one's a lot smaller, and this one looked even smaller, guys. Look at this. So I wouldn't necessarily get into this one now. I'd say your entry would have been down at 108, maybe 110. Now it could pull back, and you could see this go up even more here. But it's already up about 13% from the low to that high. Now there's also a pre-market high here. You guys can see that. I'll mark it for us on the trend line here. 128 is a pre-market high. But also, right here, you guys see that? Perfectly off of 123. Perfectly. Look how many times it touched 123 over here, showing resistance, showing a small support candle, breaking it. Here, also, touching it at 123, and then now touching it again at 123. So this has a very aggressive wall at 123, so be very cautious with that. I think people are trying to get in from that $1 to a quarter. They're not selling at 25, probably because the spread might be a 2-cent spread. So yeah. Major out for USD. Okay, all right, not bad. Making a little bit of money there. So that is something we want to be aware of. Now it is showing a support. You guys want to know what the support is, right? Can you guys see the support even just from yesterday's market? I mean, you could even draw it on this. You can draw it here on this, but basically it's going to be right here at 1.08. Oh, what happened? Why is it doing that? 1.08, guys. 1.08. Right there is going to be your support. And look at this. Beautiful. All this consolidation at 108. Again, more consolidation. And then showing support at 108. So 108 would have been the entry. Stop loss maybe at 106. Therefore losing, potentially. Oh wait, that's one. Is that 108? Did I click 108? I don't know what I'm doing anymore, guys. 108 to 106. 2% risk. So you're risking 2% of your money to make 13%. which is what's that, like a 1-to-6? A 1-to-6 reward ratio, risk to reward ratio. So a 1-to-6 is very nice. I'm gonna risk 2%, 2%. Right there. I'm gonna risk this tiny little bit. If it pulls back from 108 to 106, I'm out. My trade didn't work. It's gonna sell off. I'm done. If it starts to go up, then you can lock in profits at any point past this area. You could lock in profits once you get up at 115. You can lock in profits at 120, so maybe you didn't quite go up to 123. You locked in profits at 120 or 121. That's a 10% profit in a very small move. So great call out, great job, Major, on yours. I'd like to know, what was your entry price and what was your exit? Did you buy around 110? I'm thinking buy around 110, 115. Sold at 120? Or were you lucky enough to already have been in since yesterday, maybe? 98 cents, a dollar? That $1.08 was a very strong support. See what APDN is doing? Still holding above the 9 EMA. And of course, obviously above the 45-day moving average. Beautiful green candle on the 30-minute. Now this can potentially go up even higher. See if there's any news. Who launches global strategic preparedness and response plan to contain mpox outbreaks? So this is very important. Okay, so this is breaking news. You can listen if you want to on here. But basically, APDN is applied DNA science. They do kind of base all of this right now, recent news, with mpox. Okay, it's starting to get worse in Africa. It's starting to spread. It's not doing so good. And so this is going to start going up. Same thing with VRAX and GovX. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay, if the microphone's breaking up a little bit. I do have it a little farther away, as this is a totally different setup now. So GovX it had a nice little pop here, right? Still trading along that SMA, the green line here. And then VRAX, still very nice on the 1 minute. Breaking pre-market highs. Still has a ways to go to get to yesterday morning's open at 550. But on news, I mean, this thing could technically skyrocket, what they say, right, to the moon. But those are all based off of mpox. And I thought I would trade APDN for this simple fact that it's had a nice upward trend. It's been bouncing. It'll go up and bounce. It'll go up and bounce. It went up and bounced. And today, or no, I'm sorry, not today. The day before. Is it over here? It goes over here. No. Where did I get shares of this at? It was this day. Oh, it was over here. The day before I bought it, right here, on this pullback. Well, what I assumed would have been a pullback, which totally wasn't. As you can see, it's still selling off, making lower lows, whereas I thought it would sell off and then bounce. See where I bought at these green candles? Thought there was going to be a nice bounce up. And there totally was not. Let's just say that. There totally was no bounce at all. Went up and then came back down. So holding on to APDN. Still strong news. Still can go up to much higher levels. I will cut my... I will set my... Sorry, guys. I have my order set for... 354. And, oop, I don't want to do that. This is what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. So I got a nice area here at 254. So, you know, I have a stop loss set at the, what was it, 230-ish? At 230. I figured if it broke 230, then I would just get out. That's about 10% or about $24. And I know that's a huge stop loss to have. I could have been, you know, I could have been over here more. I could have bought at a lower amount, actually. That's what really got me messed up, is where I should have bought at 230 pre-market, during market, but I now have a share price of 100 at 254. So technically, you know, my stop loss should only be at about 2%, which is $6 at 248. So if it goes down to 248, I should cut my losses, right? But the potential at 354 would be a perfect $100 or 39%. So more or less, that's what I'm aiming for. I think right now we had got up to as high as $32 profit, or right now we're at $50 profit, which is amazing. But yeah, pretty cool. Oh, good thing I didn't sell there. That's weird. Always click the right button, guys. Almost messed myself up on that one. 5 minute. And it may pull back some more, you know? I mean, this is one of those plays. It's like I started it out yesterday as a day trade, and now it's turning into more of a swing trade based off of news. So, yeah. And then GDC, not looking too good either. But where we saw signs of new highs, obvious signs that it was going to go higher, and honestly buying right at that top right here, and it's selling off. Now I'm down about 14%. Could have cut my losses a while back. But again, just waiting to see if we get a little bit of a pump on this one. Now this had some news to where there was no possible ability to short yesterday, and that they had a problem with shares. So they weren't able to short this, thinking this would pump. Again, didn't do nothing. Didn't do anything at all. So very interesting. Here we go, APDN testing again off of that level here. Nice green candle on the day. So APDN is the one that I ended up playing more today. Top gainers though, still TRIB not doing anything. SMFL, not doing nothing. Can't even get back to that 155 support, which is now going to be a resistance. So it's going to have a couple levels to break through. SOPA, again, not doing much, just selling off. So our momentum stocks for the day and top gainers definitely had very little to none steam, right? I mean, TRIB was up 100% at one point, now it's 50. SMFL was up 50% and now it's only 30. SOPA was even up 25%, and now it's just continuing to sell off. As you guys can see here, these run up. So I'd be very careful with today. If you didn't catch these plays early in the morning, then you may have already missed them. And that is momentum trading. So a couple minutes before 8, going into today, what are we looking at here as far as what's left? Okay, let's talk about Bitcoin real quick so we can get into Mara. Bitcoin sold off overnight too, guys. Bitcoin selling off. There we go. Very aggressive sell-off from those resistance levels of 65,000. So now it's selling off back to this 62, maybe 61, maybe even 60,000. That's pushing it a little bit, but it's not doing much. Now, what it is doing, if you guys can tell, let's kind of clear up all this stuff here, get it out of the way. It is forming somewhat of a flag pattern. Do you guys see that? So we can potentially see a breakout soon, like if this was yellow. And we're just going to delete that because that was broken. Okay, we are starting to see signs of a bull flag pattern. So it could eventually break out and make new highs, right? Maybe 4 or 5%. Or it can just continue to sell off, really honestly, just down this trend line aggressively, right? So right now, just selling off. That's what it's doing. No big deal. Now, that means Mara is also selling off, okay? Have not taken a trade on this in a couple of days now, for the simple fact that it's really not doing much, guys. Bigger picture here, it's just it's doing what we want it to do. A lot of volatility. A lot of these moves here are 6 to 10% moves in a single day. So it pushes up one day, it sells off a day, it pushes up a day, it sells off a day. And there's some days it sells off 2 or 3 days in a row, just like how it goes up 2 or 3 days in a row. So definitely watching Mara. Some key levels to look at on Mara would be, let's go to the 5-minute. How are the charts? How are the screens? You guys like the screens? They're looking good. So I was going to say 1780-ish was a very nice level here, even 1775, and it already broke that support level. So we're going to go ahead and draw our new levels here. If we go back maybe even 30 days, we're going to see that it's trading within this channel. So really, those strong support levels don't come into play until almost $15. I'm sure there's a couple here along the way if we really look. Say 16 and a quarter. 16 and a quarter is one. I'm not sure if we can get that low. I mean, I've seen it get this low before. If Mara continues to sell off, this will have no problem getting to that level. So I'm going to put 1630. That seems a little bit more relevant for Mara. As you can see, that support here, and then resistance and consolidation and support, and then some more resistance back on these days. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Okay, so 1630. And then I'd say 17 too. I don't know why I did it backwards. I don't know why I did the lower one first. Probably just to freak you guys out a little bit, scare you. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it backwards. So 17 is going to be another one. It's kind of what we're looking at, guys. I mean, it's right there on these highs during after hours and pre-market. It could potentially bounce if Bitcoin does bounce on its own as well. Which, it's coming to that support, right? I drew this as a yellow line, but it's actually, or colored it as yellow, but it's actually green. So Bitcoin could potentially bounce, right? It could break out of this level, 5%. If this moves up 5%, oh boy, then Mara's going to move up too. Mara move up maybe 8 to 10%. Back up to that $19 level. That's 8% right there. If we can get to these lows, around what, 17 and pops, that's a 12% profit. Now, 12% doesn't sound like a lot when you talk about this specific stock, right? In a way, I mean, 12% is a lot. But if you take 100 shares at 17 and you sell them at $19, 100 shares, guys, that's $200. That's $200 in profit. So I've really been trying to not focus so much on the percent gain, but more on the actual cents. How many cents? How many dollars? Because if you have 500 shares of a company, whether it's $5, $10, $20, $100, if you have 500 shares and it goes up 20 cents, you'll make $100 on a 20-cent move. This moved $1. So imagine it moving $1, you can make $500. 500 shares at 17, and you sell 500 shares at 19, that is $1,000. So I'm trying not to think so much in terms of percentages anymore, and more the dollar amount. Like this went up 7%, but if you bought at 1630 and you sold at 1770, that's $1.40 per share. It's $1.40 per share. So if you had 100 shares, that's $140. You see what I mean? $140 profit which, you know, it still calculates and adds up to 7%, but now you're trading more scale. All right, any questions for me, guys? Anything you want me to look at before we end the live stream? That's kind of my thoughts on Mara. Ocugen actually pumped up very nicely pre-market to 146. And guys, my only regret is I sold all of my shares, 500 shares on Friday. I sold 500 shares on Friday. I was like, this is taking too long. It's consolidating and taking forever, because it really was. It was not breaking out of this 130 level. I mean, for like 2 weeks. Look at this. Going back on the 30-minute, this was like 2 weeks. It didn't move. It didn't budge. And traded it, waited, nothing happened. I sold and made like 30 cents. It wasn't very much. I think it was like 30 cents, no lie. Wasn't even $1. Went up to 146 this morning. Selling these all 129, 129. So that was 30, 16, 17 cents. 17 cents on 500 shares. Would have been close to my $100. Would have been very, very close to $100. Like 78 or 80 bucks. Now it's selling off back to 136. Now what's cool about this is we can potentially see this run up to highs of 193, 196 potentially, as it has done this in the past several times. From lows of 1 to highs of 2 to lows of $1 to highs of $2. Now it's been trading around this $1.30 level, but if you can still get in around 135 and ride or wait for this to come up to 195 levels, you can see a 45% profit. So if you invest $100, you make 45 bucks. If you invest 1,000, you make 450 bucks, and so on, however you want to keep calculating that. But yeah, not a successful day for me in general here, but always a great day anyways, spending it with you guys, talking stocks in the morning, hanging out with everyone. Off the books said Nvidia. Let's go ahead and take a look at Nvidia. See where we are on APDN. APDN is coming back down. Could have locked in $30, but we're just going to continue to wait, as this can continue to spike back up. Looking at the 5-minute, not too bad. Still above that EMA line. Testing the EMA line on that 1 minute. Oh, just like that, up $42, $40 here. Which is interesting to see. Today's P&L. I'm up 40. Open is 5. Keeps going up like that. We'll be in the $100 mark in no time today. So still potential to make some decent money today if this can pop above 284. I'm going to set an alert so I don't miss out on it. And let's go over to Nvidia. We got, if anyone else has a stock they'd like me to check out, whether you're investing in it or not, maybe just want to learn a little more about a specific company, definitely comment it below. Comment it in the live stream. Alrighty, so let's see here. Let's go to a bigger chart since we're not really trading that aggressive anymore. Let's go ahead and get out of this triple chart, and we'll take a bigger picture look at this. On the 4-hour, okay, not looking bad. It's got that 130 level. I can see instantly that it's going to have trouble breaking if we can get back up to that 130. Right there, 130, 30. Oh, it's 130. I put 130, 13. So it's going to have a difficult time getting past this resistance level. I mean, you could see it multiple times touching this area. And then over here, look at that, 3 times. It touched it 3 times and got rejected. So now it should technically sell off. You know, could sell off to that 116 level. I mean, that is a bit aggressive, as that is a 10%. So then you'd fall into almost correction territory. A pullback is like, you know, 1 to 9% is a pullback. 10 to 20%, you're looking at a correction, and you know, honestly, 20+%, then we're looking at possible recession, or if you're talking about one specific company, possible, you know, lines of bankruptcy and stuff like that. So, 10% is a little aggressive. Looks like it's already bouncing off of this EMA level, so it had a 5% pullback. Okay, and we can verify that. Now, okay, cool. So it's trading within this channel that we created a while back. Finding support at 125, right? 125. Resistance at about 130. So, you know, that's about $5 per share. About 4%, you know, close to 5%. So if you buy 100 shares, you know, you'd make $5 per share. Right? So you'd be up $500. Major, I sold at 247.5, put on crowd for the 30th of August. Nice. Earnings coming up. Earnings coming up. Very nice. Yeah, Nvidia popped very nice too as well. Nice little pop. Already up to almost 2.5%. So I hope that helped. I hope that helped you, sir. Off the books. Nvidia, TQQQ. Also, guys, trading within this channel, right? Because Nvidia also influences this market. Microsoft, they're both trillion-dollar companies, so they're definitely gonna have major influence when one goes up or goes down. You can see that the market overall will go up or go down as well with it. So again, very nice. TQQQQ, a little cheaper. You can get in about $68 right now to set 73. There's still that $5 potential. You can just get 100 shares a lot cheaper. So you could buy them, you know, you could be in $6,800 and make $500 when it does go up. If that's something you see value in. All right, so we are still up on APDN, not by much. Very odd. This is very odd indeed. It says I'm up a lot here, but I'm really not. 100 shares at 254. 100 shares at 254. So my day's P&L is 36. Did it close in the... Oh, it closed low. That's why. Okay, so I was down like probably that much, and it went up that much. So really, I'm only open like $2. Came back 36 from being negative 36 on the close. That's so weird how it does it like that. 568 entry can cash out now for 7%. 7%. Very nice. Very nice. Good job. So that's what we're looking at today. APDN is a position that we're in. JDC we're also in, up a couple of bucks, but still our highs at 255, so nothing too crazy here. TQQ pushing up, only have 1 share, nothing too crazy. Just kind of getting my foot in the door, as they say. Siri have about 10 shares, and again, it's up, you know, it's up about 60 cents. Nothing too crazy as far as those highs. Can get higher. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what's going on today. Trib not really doing much. Very nice and aggressive play. SMFL pulling back. Glad I cut my losses as it has not improved. It's gone down even farther to that 142 level. And then SOPA also going down, pushing up very nicely. Thank you. Pushing up very nicely from $1 to $1.99. or a very quick 100% profit. And guys, I didn't take part in any of it. So yeah, win some, lose some, and you live to fight another day. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I appreciate your guys' time as always. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it would mean the world to me, as we are almost at 6,000 subscribers. We have over 740 videos now. I'm putting out close to 50 videos a month. 50 videos a month, guys, to keep you current on what's going on pre-market, during market hours, what to expect later in the day, as well as what to expect during the week when we do our Sunday night stock talks. We also live stream every morning, Monday through Friday at market open, so you can definitely smash that bell and get a notification when I do go live. But whatever time the market opens in your area, you can guarantee we will be sitting right here live with all of you. Thank you so much for your support and your time. Definitely check out some of our past live stream videos. Check out our Learn Lesson library, Learn to Earn lesson library, where it has a ton of great resources in here that you can use to become a better and more profitable trader. Check out all of our past live streams here, guys. I mean, every single day, if the market's open, we traded it. And check out some of our other videos, some of them over 1,000, 2,000 views. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. We even talk about REITs, dividends, monthly paying stocks. So if you're not really into day trading or swing trading, maybe you're more of a long-term investor, definitely check out the How to Invest for Beginners in 2024, as there's a lot of great videos in there. And you could also check out the dividends playlist, as again, a lot of great resources in here that you can utilize to become a better trader. Major delays, sold for 34.9. Nice, another $35 on top of your, what was it, 7 earlier, I think you said? Very nice, very nice. Oh, 4, so you're almost like, that's like $40. Good job. Closed even. It's a buy to close. Okay. Well, hey, that's okay. Breaking even's good too. Scott Boss, UPST. All right. Scott Boss, what's up? You know we got to check it out. UPST. Usually has amazing call outs. Very nice. Again, only invest in what you see value in. Never invest solely based on someone's opinion. Nice. Look at this. Look at this run up. Upstart Holdings on the 4-hour. Whew. Very nice. Daily over here. Okay. Got some resistance up at $50. Think it could hit 50? I mean, anything's possible. Anything's possible. But I see a clear resistance there at 50. And honestly, another one right here at 44. Before we even get into the nitty-gritty, into the chart itself, draw those lines, guys. Go out a day if you have to. Where are these lines? You see that right here? That's a major gap right here, consolidation, and then now right here touching. So now let's get into it a little bit more. Okay, nice upward momentum for the past week. Looks like it usually trades above that 9-day moving average, and then it'll pull back, bounce back up, pull back, kind of consolidated right here about 36. So then that could be a nice clear sign of a future support level right at $36. And notice how a lot of these are at full dollars or half dollars. That is a good indication. It's a psychological number. Whole numbers are psychological. So basically, you know, people like to sell at $60 instead of $61, or $50.50 instead of $50.48. So that is a cool tidbit too, a cool tip. You want to get filled at a level, say 44.50, then simply reduce it by a couple of cents, and I bet you'll get filled a lot faster. You know, instead of $10, do $9.95, $9.94. Try it out next time, and you might get a better fill. So UPST, nice green candle, slight pullback, so this would have been the time to buy. bouncing off of that EMA level on the 1 hour. And it looks like it bounced right off of 41.60 for a nice 3.5% profit. And ASST, very nice. Yep, same thing with this one. Very nice pullback right here. Very nice. That was a, can't see it. Ah, come on, get out of the way. That was a 30% pullback. Now potential bounce up. It's already up 10%. Could run a little bit higher if we can get some volume in here. Up to maybe $2.15, maybe $2.25 for like a 28% profit. Very nice on that one. Looks like it's going to test that EMA level though. Yep, looks like it's going to be testing. So very good, very good. All right, guys, definitely went over just a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely check out some of my other products I have or resources that I have, all 100% free. And check out the second link in the description below. That'll give you access to our Discord where you can see what I'm trading in and out of throughout the day, as I cannot go live all day long. And you can also take this conversation in the live stream on over to the main chat room over there. So thank you guys. I appreciate your time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. And remember, let's end the year on a green note.